Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Mr. Jasper, Miss Grace, this is Drew Ellis talking. And Grace and Chris and Mary Jane, our dog, are all sitting around the dining room table wishing you a most Merry Christmas. In fact, we're wondering where you'll be this Christmas. And we've just finished reading a letter from Miss Grace, and we expect that you'll be at Terry and Gail's house for Christmas, but we don't know that. But if you are, tell Terry, Gail, Graham, and Allison all a Merry Christmas from us. It's always interesting to me to wonder what people are doing on Christmas morning, and I don't even know what we'll be doing on Christmas morning. I imagine we'll just sleep late, don't you, Chris?
I'd say so, because I'm pretty lazy.
That's right. So we'll all probably get up about 11 a.m. on Christmas morning and go in and see what Santa Claus brought Chris. And Grace, you might have some good ideas on what your parents are going to be doing this Christmas. I expect they'll be preparing a real good dinner. And I'm wondering if they'll have country ham this Christmas. Now, I know we won't be having any country ham. I'm sure we'll have a good dinner. And let me hear from you what you think Mr. Jasper and Miss Grace will be doing this Christmas.
Well, if they're with Gail and Terry, I guess they'll be all fixed up. And everybody will be saying, let's go see the Christmas tree. And Mother will be saying, let's get everything straight first. What do you think? I can remember when I was real little, and I wanted to open all the presents under the tree, and it seemed like 3/4 of the day went by before we ever got down there. But I guess that's just 'cause I was young. All of us hope you all are having a real good time wherever you are and whatever you're doing. We will be thinking of you. We're thinking of you now and trying to keep in mind everything that Christmas is. Since we aren't totally on the commercial jag, we might miss some of the Christmas poets so far. Chris, I think, does have some things he wants to say to you right away.
Well, Mom, I think that's pretty silly. To say that 3/4 of the day seemed like go by before you open your presents. 'Cause there's only 4/4 of the day, and you wouldn't have even had lunch yet.
That's right.
Well, I guess I think it would be nice if I could sing you this little song, and it has 4 verses to it. I just all mixed up with my pronouncing. I'm going to start it now. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding. We will not go till we get some. Now bring it out here. Now bring it out here. Now bring it out here so we can eat it. That's the first and the second verse. There is no figgy pudding. There is no figgy pudding. Well, go and buy some. Well, go and buy some. We will not go till we get some. That's the third verse. Now here comes our fourth one, which is silly. Thank you for the figgy pudding. Thank you for the figgy pudding. Thank you for the piggy pudding. And we'll go now. Now I don't think you'll like it, but it's a little goodbye song. Excuse me. You just think I tried to be a little silly on a tape recorder. Well, that's what I am. Now, I guess I don't have so much to say, only there's one more thing I gotta say. I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Oh, Chris, did you want to tell, in case Grandma and Granddad are Gales, did you want to tell Graham and Allison Merry Christmas?
Oh, tell Terry and Gail and Graham and Allison I hope they have a Merry Christmas, too.
Well, you know, Chris, I don't think we'll have figgy pudding. But we got to think about what we want for dessert on Christmas Day.
I know what we want. We want fruit cake.
Well, you know, if we're going to have fruit cake, we've got to decide which kind.
I want a Bavarian pudding.
A Bavarian pudding? I hope you can find some place that has them.
No, I want one cooked right here.
Maybe in where the Spanish people live, you could find a lot of them.
Well, now, fruit cake I'll try. And roast duck I'll try. But Bavarian pudding is something else again.
You know, listen, Grace, I've never had a roast duck. I've had wild duck, and man, it was really good, but I've never had a domestic roast duck. And I wish, that Miss Grace could tell us whether it's good or not. I bet she's had a lot of roast duck.
I bet she has.
I've always heard they're too fat, too much fat in them. How about you?
I thought that was a goose,
Well, maybe so.
not a duck. I just don't know.
Let's try it this Christmas.
Let's get a package of hot dogs, though, in case it doesn't work. Chris, have you thought about what you want Santa Claus to bring you?
I think I want a lot of stuff, but I'm going to keen down to lose some of it, because if I order too much, I'll probably just get one little toy.
Probably.
Because that's what Santa Claus does when people just fill it all up. And
Well,
so,
why don't you say some of the things you'd want and ask him to pick some of them from your list to bring you?
okay, I will. Now, one of the things I really want is a baseball set, which is a ball, bat, and a glove.
Well, that sounds like a good thing.
I think it is.
Have you thought about anything else you might want?
I guess I would like a new jungle gym, since this one I've got here is torn to pieces.
Well, Chris, let me say something to you about a jungle gym. Now, you know, Santa Claus can't bring you everything, but it might be that if he didn't bring you a jungle gym, that we could get you one later on in the spring, or maybe even a month after Christmas. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's nice, but I just want a little thing to climb on.
Well, I think you should have something to climb on, but it's all I'm saying is Santa Claus might not be able to bring you that this year.
I know, because it may be too big for his bag.
Might be. But it wouldn't mean you wouldn't get one a little later on.
No, because anyway, you know, Easter Bunny might be able to bring me one.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you, do you think Mary Jane will want Santa Claus to bring her anything?
Yeah,
What do you think Mary Jane will want?
a rawhide toy, I think.
A rawhide toy?
Listen, why don't you tell Dandy and Grandma something about Mary Jane? They probably never have had a Welsh Corgi or don't know very much about one.
Oh, well, I don't know too much about him either, but I guess I'll go get the book and see how much I can get, so just hold on a minute.
Well, why don't you just tell them what you know? It doesn't matter what the book says.
Well, one thing I know, if you try to corner them, they'll get real upset.
Yeah. Well, what does she look like?
Oh, well, she looks like a coyote.
Why does she look like a coyote?
'Cause her ears.
Do you think she's pretty?
Yeah. And one thing I like about her is when she always gets down and scratches herself against the ground after she's taken a bath, and she doesn't want to roll over.
Oh.
How much does she weigh, Chris?
20 pounds.
How do you know that?
Because I weigh 56 pounds. 46.
56.
56. And then I got on the scale with Mary Jane in my arms, and it weighed 76. And so that's one thing I know about it. And you know, us together is a pretty good group.
You and Mary Jane?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean, not with you and Drew. You and Drew go together.
Oh.
Well, Chris, maybe your dandy and Grandma would like to know whether Mary Jane can run fast or not.
You would have think she could run fast. She can't, but after she catches up with you, she's so bland powerful. She pulled, one time we were playing dog run after a person, and she just bumped her head up at me, and I just fell down. And she didn't even bite me.
Does Mary Jane ever nip at your heels, though?
Oh, a lot of the time.
Why does she do that? Why do you think she does that?
Because she doesn't know whether we cows or lambs or people.
There you go. That's right. Sometimes Mary Jane thinks we're cows, doesn't she?
Or lambs. Ah.
Well, let me ask you, do you consider Mary Jane sort of a Christmas present, too?
Yeah, from you.
Yeah.
And I got a little Christmas present for you, Dad.
Oh,
We
good.
planned it, haven't we, Grace?
Yes, we have.
Grace, you know, Mr. Jasper and Miss Grace might be really wondering why we picked this particular present for them for Christmas, this cassette tape recorder, and maybe you might want to talk with them a little bit about why we picked it.
No, Grace, that's all right. I remember what Drew said, and I can tell you. Because my dad thinks he's getting sort of tired of writing notes, and my mom is too. And so they think if you got the tape recorders and tapes, and you could run off the tapes and sing the note to us, then we'd send it back. Then we'd run it off at our tape recorder. Then we'd get another tape and write it over and send it back to you.
We decided since we live in the modern world, we might as well take advantage of it. And that hearing someone speak a lot of times means more than just reading a letter. And a lot of times, something's happened you really do want to tell someone about, but you can't write right then. So we could just talk, and then you could tell how we feel about it, whether we're excited, whether we're happy, when something does happen. Since you can use these tapes over and over, you could listen to ours and just talk back over what we've said, and we'd have a message from you.
One thing I wanted to say to Miss Grace, Grace let me read you a letter that just recently came. And I felt it was such a complimentary letter about my photography, I wanted to say thank you. And I appreciate your wanting to get a picture of me in it, and I plan to send you one soon. I think maybe Grace told you that we purchased our camera about a month ago, and it's been real interested in using it and getting some pictures of the family. And we will be sending you pictures from time to time, and it's something that we're all enjoying now.
Well, one time we went out to the park and we had a good time there while my dad was taking a few pictures. Well, see, my mom and brought a book, and I brought a book with my mom, and then we went out, and I brought my book out the car, and it's this little storybook dictionary, and it has 8 stories on a page, or 5 stories on a page, or 7 stories on a page, but one of them has 1 story on 2 pages. And so we're just having a grand time. We'd see who wants to read that story. And then, well,
Hi folks, this is side 2 of the tape, and we're using these 30-minute tapes because they're good for giving messages. Grace, Chris, and I have been thinking about some of the things we might talk about with you. And one thing I think might be interesting is if we all talk about what Christmas means to us. And I really don't know what it means to Chris exactly. I know some of the things it means to him, but not everything. And I don't know what it means to Grace. I don't know that we've ever really talked about this, have we?
Well, we haven't too much. I think we have off and on. We've shared what we felt about things, but not specifically.
All right. I'm going to let Chris start out and ask him what Christmas means to him and what he plans to do Christmas and this kind of thing.
hello, happy Jesus' birthday. Well, you think I'm trying to be silly. No, I'm just trying to tell you what Christmas means to me. So, and I don't think too much of it just being Santa Claus and all that. I don't really pay any attention to that. Cause I feel like it should be for the real meaning that how it started. Cause you know, when the first Christmas, there's no Santa Claus. And so, I shouldn't be thinking about Santa Claus. Well, a Santa Claus does come. Hello. Happy Jesus' birthday.
Wait, Chris. You know, Chris has some good ideas on Christmas, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. I never knew that it was such a religious holiday to him. And that, I guess he learned a lot about Jesus and Christmas while he was in kindergarten. Okay, where did you learn about it?
In North Carolina, what was her name? A girl that asked if I wanted to go to Sunday school.
Margie?
Margie takes me to a little Sunday school up there, and that's where I learned all about it. And I just like it so much that I wanted to pay some attention to it. And so I think it's pretty better than Santa Claus. But he does come.
Well, Santa Claus is kind of a symbol of love, like Jesus means love, don't you think?
Yeah. That's giving.
That's right.
That's the connections. Santa Claus gives. Jesus gives to know what God is and how he helps people.
And what love is.
Chris, let me ask you this.
And his love for you.
When I was a boy, and I still feel the same way somewhat, there gets to be a kind of excitement about Christmas to me. And I wonder if you get very excited.
No. I just let these pass by. I did when I was little, but
now you're kind of blasé about it, right?
lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder why it is. Every morning you come in and say, Dad, can I mark off the day on the calendar today?
Because I want to help you know what day it is.
I see. Well, I wondered why you did that. I just detected a note of excitement in your voice when you did.
I wanted. Okay, Dad, what if you forgot one day?
Well, we thought maybe you were counting the days till Christmas.
I just mark off Christmas too.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I find it very exciting. Maybe it's hard to get excited this early. I can remember when I was in North Carolina, it was a different feeling from here in Florida, because it would start getting real cold. And around December, people would start getting either red or green gloves or scarves or earwarmers, things that would look sort of Christmassy. But now here in Florida, we're still wearing short sleeve dresses and no sweaters out a lot of the time, and you don't have the nippy feeling that means Christmas is coming, but you do have a lot of the other feelings. I guess Christmas to me mostly is doing. I like to do a lot for my family that maybe I don't have time to do during the rest of the year. And I think it means a whole lot if we make things for Christmas, because we put our time and our thoughts into it while we're doing it. It's different from just going out and buying something. Chris and I have made the Christmas decorations for our tree most every year. And yesterday I bought some paper and things so that we can make some this year.
Now, one thing I think I know what you're planning to make is paper kings, and I think I could do that myself now. Now, because all I need is some glue, which I got.
Well, we don't have to glue this kind of paper chains. We use this sort of shiny paper, and all you have to do is lick. Is your tongue in good shape?
Could sort of twist it.
Do you think we could get Mary Jane to help us lick this year? She's got a long tongue.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mary Jane, there's one thing I did want to tell Grace's parents about. Grace wasn't too hot on us getting a doll, was she, Chris?
No.
She really thought it was a poor idea, but we talked her into it. And Mary Jane hadn't been in the house but a couple of days, maybe 3 days, and Grace was walking through the living room one day in a pair of sandals. And Mary Jane, because she was originally a cattle herding dog, tends to nip at people's heels and their feet. And she ran up and bit Grace right on the big toe. And Grace screamed and reached down and walloped Mary Jane, and I thought we were going to have to get rid of Mary Jane right that day. But since Grace corrected Mary Jane, she hadn't bitten her again. But that really tickled me to see Grace just running around holding her foot up in the air and sort of talking mean about Mary Jane. And I didn't know whether we were going to be able to keep her or not.
Hello. We had to stop the tape for a minute.
Just move over in your chair, Chris. You're moving around so much it's hard to keep the microphone anywhere.
And I just would like to tell you that I've gotten some new pajamas, and they look sort of Indian type, and it has 3 colors in it, and they are green, 4 colors, and they are green, white, blue, and red.
They look sort of like Christmas, don't they?
Yeah.
Have you thought of some things you want to make?
Oh yeah, I want to make some of those. I wish you would get some more of those little shapes like that little Santa Clauses we put on the tree, and I traced them and we stuck them all over the house.
Well, maybe we could do some of those. I tell you, this Christmas is going to be sort of different because I don't have as much time as I did. And we might have to decide what we want the most. Now, last year I made fruitcake cookies. Did anyone vote for fruitcake cookies this year?
I'd rather have just the fruitcake. I like the fruitcake cookies too if we could have both, but I'd take fruitcake over cookies.
Well, we could if we could all spend maybe one night or one afternoon working on them.
What I need is just that little silver paper to start working while I'm on the tape, and maybe you can hear me put it together. But I don't think that'd be so good.
Well, you know, I've heard all this talk about what Grace is going to do for Christmas and what Chris is going to do for Christmas. And I don't know what a father in the family does. I guess he just sits around, smokes his pipe, and reads magazines.
Father in the family can't get by with that. How about getting a Christmas tree?
Oh, my goodness, I forgot all about that.
I'll have to
I
help
have to
you.
go through that again this year.
I'll have to help you with that.
That's
Father
right.
of the family.
That's right.
And then how about putting the Christmas tree up?
That's something I have to do. I forgot. I hadn't even planned on doing that. I'm glad you all reminded me.
And I gotta put the paper chain on.
Yeah, and how about getting all the tall boxes down so we can see what we have for Christmas?
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to work this Christmas. I just plan to sit around and read while you all
That's
work.
right.
Well, Dad, if you're gonna be like that way, you'd no fruit cake or anything, and you can't sit around and enjoy it because you'll have to be doing chores. And then we'll just be sitting down and
Hey, listen, I just thought of something that I bet Mr. and Mrs. Hicks would really be tickled to know about. And that's something Chris can tell them. And you know, he's been wanting something to eat that he got every day, I believe, while he was in Henderson. And now he finally got what he wanted this morning. Maybe Chris would like to tell you.
hard-boiled eggs and grits. I just like them so much. I found out that you don't use the real recipe for hard-boiled eggs, but they're a little better than them. But my dad cooks hard-boiled eggs pretty good, but next time my mom ought to tell my dad how you fix them.
Well, maybe when Grandma and Dandy send us a message back, they could tell us exactly how they fix hard-boiled eggs.
Would you please do that? Because I like them. And every weekend maybe, my dad could make some hard-boiled eggs like that, and then that takes a lot of shorter time. And so he could just do it in the morning on every weekend, but not in the school days.
I brought these to boil last night in cold water, and then I let them boil for half an hour, and they got a bit too hard. But at least Chris got his hard-boiled eggs this morning, grits.
And they tasted good, because I had to walk Mary Jane out, and I just went a little ways because it was so cold, and my dad just was pushing me and everything, and finally I went out. And then when I came back in, I gave him proof, and he saw my hands as red as ever, and when he felt them, it felt like ice.
It must have been all of 70 degrees outside, and that's really cold here.
You think that's cold?
I don't want
I
us to
think
get
it's
so
about
busy
10 degrees.
talking that we really forget to say Merry Christmas to you again, and to say that we do want a chance to talk with you. A lot of times on the phone, you can't think of what you want to say, or you're so busy, or you're thinking your 3 minutes are going to be up. One reason Drew and I really thought about this recorder is we've heard Daddy say a lot of times he would like to hear people's voices. And we thought he could set the volume at whatever he wanted and just hear the voices he wanted to hear. So we do want to say Merry Christmas to Grandma, to Dandy, to Terry, to Gail, to Allison, and Graham. I'm going to let Chris say Merry Christmas too.
Merry Christmas, Terry, Granddad, Grandma, Gail, Allison, and Graham. I hope you're having a good time. And when Santa Claus comes, enjoy your toys.
One thing that's in the directions on the tape recorder, but you might be interested in, is that you can use additional things with it. It's possible to use a different speaker, to hook in a different speaker, or to use headphones, or all sort of different things. And it also operates either on battery or on direct current. You can just plug it in like any appliance. And we hope you're really going to like this present, and you'll be sending us a lot of tapes, letting us know what you're doing, or just overhearing conversations. You might just put it on your dining room table sometime when you're having dinner, and then send us a tape, or when you have guests, and we'll know what's going on with you all. And I would like to end up by saying, I hope you have the merriest Christmas ever and the happiest New Year.
Bye-bye and have a Merry Christmas.